What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. Hey, you're right in the place to be. We got a loaded show for you tonight, and we're also going to allow the fans to come in tonight and actually chop it up about a few things that we have going on. So sit back, relax. We got you covered. Let's get to it. It's the BirdCage, y'all. Let's go.
Okay, y'all, this is it.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? You know how we get down. You either get right or you get left. Hey, give me one sec. Having some slight issues with, as you can see, the YouTube as always. I'm sorry, excuse me, StreamYard as always. But you know what? We're going to go ahead and get this thing right. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. Man, looking at what's going on with the Falcons right now, there's a lot that is happening. And we're really in a good place. This offseason, we are really in a good place. I look at it from a standpoint of, there we go. Let me pop out and pop back in. Give me one sec. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. You see how, like I said, little technical difficulties, but hey, we're up in the building. Thank you guys for joining. Hit that like and subscribe button on the way in. We definitely got you covered. But sitting here thinking about it, man, this thing is an awesome, awesome way that you can look at the offseason that's been happening, man. Kyle Pitts is in a situation. Shannon Sharpe kind of had mentioned some stuff. We also got Alex Van Pelt talking about the quarterbacks. We also have a new addition in Wanye Morris that just came in. And that's what we're going to talk about first. Wanye Morris is taking over for Storm Norton pretty much. Storm Norton is going to miss a second consecutive season with another ankle injury. So at this point, is it okay to say that he's cooked at this point? Or are we going to go ahead and say, well, no, we're just going to go ahead and ride it out and just give him a chance? Because at this point, all you can do is just laugh. Because, man, this right here, as you can see, one-man wrecking crew. But this right here, when you look at the Falcons at this point, this is one of the most dangerous things that you can see when we talk about depth. We don't have the championship depth at this point. One sec. There we go. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Had some issues with the headset, had to kind of readjust some things. But again, this is the joys of technology. But let's talk about it. Storm Norton is in a position now where he's got to show up and show out now for the rest of the season. And all I can say is at this point, it's the funniest thing. It's the funniest thing because he's a swing tackle, definitely worth the money that we were trying to pay him. But if you really look at what's going on, we're bringing in competition. We're bringing in replacements. And Storm Norton is a guy that we've talked about for the longest. And we really said that he was going to be a guy that would, to us, was actually going to be worth a damn. And so far, the injuries have slowed him down, and not just slowed him down, it's put him into very, very vicarious situations to where you can sit back and say, you know what, this just isn't good. And I hate it for him, but now we got to start looking past Storm Norton at this point, and not just looking past him. You got to start looking at what's going to happen next. Now, the question is this. With everything that we got going on and everything that's getting ready to happen next, who's going to step up? Who's going to be that person that is actually going to fill his shoes? Because now McGarry's gone. Now you have to put in Storm Norton at this point. And the scary part about the whole thing is this. It's something that you have to concern yourself with, because now you got Juwan Taylor coming in. He struggles with pass protection, passing, pretty much holding, and a lot of issues, which caused him to lose his job in Jacksonville. And now when you look at what's been going on with, I'll say, Storm at this point, he just hasn't been able to stay healthy. That is not good, ladies and gentlemen. I worry about Storm Norton. I'm not even going to be honest, because he was a guy that we trusted. He's a guy that we wanted here. And it's tough, very, very tough to find something of that sort. And all I can do is just shake my head right now. That's all I can do is just shake my head, because now we have to find somebody that's going to fulfill that spot. And fulfilling that spot is never going to be easy. You're talking about protecting Michael Penix's blind side. You're talking about you're actually talking about protecting not just Penix's blind side. You're looking at the fact that you're going to be protecting Bijan Robinson. We ended up losing out on a lot of things, ladies and gentlemen. And when we talk about losing out on some stuff, you lost out on a season that Michael Penix could have been in a spot to where he could have produced. That right there hurt. And now you're bringing in Tua, who's at $1.3 million because of piss poor pass protection. And now you have to really evaluate this team. You actually not just have to evaluate this team, you have to look at it from, okay, who's going to be my money guy? Who's going to step in, and who's really going to come to the front and really just not take any mess from anybody, and not just take any mess, but be in a situation to where it's going to help. Now, pretty much we're on a one-way alley track to Flowery Branch for training camp coming up. And the first thing we're going to do is start a little bit about Alex Van Pelt. And then we also have a little something with our new head coach at this point. But before I get to that, we've got Graybeard in the building that's sliding in here and actually is getting ready to get it in. So make a clap to this. What up, Gray?
What's going on, Historian BirdCage family? How everybody doing?
Hey, man, it's always a good day when you can talk Falcons football, my boy.
Always, man. Always.
So looking at the whole situation that we got going on, and I just talked about Storm Norton pretty much is going to be out for another year with an ankle injury. I hate to say it, but I think that right there kind of seals his fate with the Falcons at this point. He's not going to be around, but you bring in Wanye Morris, local kid, Grayson High School, 6'6", over 300 pounds, Super Bowl ring, has starting experience, and so does Juwan Taylor. The question is, who's going to be the one to step up out of that bunch? Or are they going to get beat out by a young guy by the name of Riley Malman? That's the question.
Right.
How do you feel about this depth at this right tackle spot before we get into this quarterback conversation?
I mean, can't really say done right now because I haven't seen him in action. Training camp hasn't started. We've been seeing OTA and a lot of off-season workouts, so can't really get who has a slight edge, to say the least. But you did go get two veterans that have game time experience. And the guy that we just got played over, like you said, played over 15 games, got a Super Bowl ring, and come from an atmosphere that knows how to win. So
Mm-hmm.
with that being said, that might lead him towards the right direction. So I say about I think we traded for the veteran. I think the veteran probably get the nod, but I do like that we do got young, hungry rookies that willing to step up if necessary. So just see how it playing out.
Mm. And when you sit back and you think about it, and it's a beautiful thing to have guys that have experience already, and it makes life a hell of a lot easier. But it's the one thing that I look at when it comes to this is it's wide open right now for that right tackle spot.
Oh man,
And
the door completely open.
and the scary part about it being wide open is you have two, not one, two left-handed quarterbacks that have gone through the ringers of injuries. They've gone through tough times through the league. Tua has a little bit more experience because he's been in the league a little longer. But when you really look at it, I really believe that we're in a spot where we're going to get the best out of somebody, or we're going to be drafting a guy high up next year at that right tackle spot.
Right.
That's what I see.
I think regardless, I still think they're going to address the offensive line next year.
I mean, the depth. I mean, you got to get championship depth. We put it this way, and I'm saying this as nice as I can because I've offended some Falcon fans, but you know what? It's okay. It's okay. It's gonna be all right. Well, how did what's the name say on how did my girl say on Living Single? Raging. Woo woo woo. We got to go ahead and put that out there. Stay clear. Woo woo woo. You'll be okay.
Woo.
But no, but no, let's be honest though. We're really looking at it where the NFC South is wide open right now. We tied with Tampa last year. We tied with Carolina. Carolina Panther fans have been running off at the mouth saying that that the division is pretty much theirs. Right now, I'm not going to say the division is theirs, but I will say that I think they're in a better position than a lot of people to become top tier at this point. To really take over the division because of how they drafted and how they built. Now, we have to, in Atlanta, we have to figure out the pass blocking scheme and the quarterback situation. Those are the biggest question marks right now for us. Defense is not a problem for me. I'm fine with the defense. I just need to see if we can stop the run. If we can stop the run in the middle of the field, I don't have a problem with the defense, bro.
No, the defense. I feel a little bit more better about the defense because we kept Obert and pretty much the entire system. I just think, like you guys do agree, run blocking. I mean, run. We got to stop the run. We got to stop the run. Good Lord, man. Last year was an epiphany that we need to stop the run. So I think the way they got in free agency and drafted pretty much showed. But I think when we talk about the offense, we need to hopefully Stefanski and the OP Reef try to come up with a concept that fits the Atlanta Falcons offense. I mean, what they're comfortable with and not trying to do something like completely out the box or whatever. So that's the main focus I'm looking for, especially when we get in the training camp. When we discover our identity, can we keep that identity consistent throughout the season?
Well, the thing is, we're going to be a run-first team anyway. Either way that you look at it, we're going to be a run-first team. The thing that honestly has to change with this ball club right now is not the run first. It has to be being able to pass.
Yeah.
That is going to be the thing that you worry about. And if we can't pass the football, we're pretty much dead in the water. Dead as Julius Caesar at this point.
Yeah.
If we can't pass the football, because you're asking defenses to load up the box at this point.
Yeah,
you're asking defenses to load up the box.
Yeah, all they're gonna do is be like, "Oh, they're gonna give it to Bijan."
What's going on to the chat? Shout out to Winston Thornton. Check those guys out over at the eye test. We got my man Tyree Holland in the building. got Nando. We got my Aunt Connie, aka Aunt Cheetah, in the building. Shout out to her.
Auntie.
And then we also got Mr. Will the Thrill Wad, but he calls himself Will the Thrill. We ain't calling him that. We pretty much calling him Will the Wonder. That's what we call him. Because you wonder when he gonna pop up and you wonder what he gonna say off the wall. Shout out to our guy across the pond in the UK that shows love to the show. Appreciate you, my guy.
Good to see you, my guy.
Shout out to Raymond Collins. And then you got Driller 2 Lit. Appreciate you guys coming through. But man, when you sit back and you really look at everything that's happening, what's going on, Jaden? Appreciate you coming through. But at the same time, and we got our boy Mike from Puerto Rico. Appreciate you coming through, guys.
Mike.
Island Mike.
Man?
But let's talk about it now. So we got Alex Van Pelt, and then you have Kevin Stefanski saying two different things. And what was reported was Michael Penix is not ready to go with the first team to even compete for the job right now. Kevin Stefanski was misquoted in his press because Alex Van Pelt came out and said it. And it was reported by many NFL sources. ESPN even cited that, where they were saying that Michael Penix Jr. has been doing well in his rehab, but he's not there yet. He's not ready. So stop trying to rush him. ESPN has already spoken on it. They've already reported it. I understand that people want the man to be here off the rip. I get it. But the thing that you have to understand is physically he's not there yet. And until he's there, what are you going to do? Who are you going to lean on?
Okay. I mean, the reason why they went and got a tour, Tagovailoa, Durant for a year, because they understand that even though Michael Penix wants to get on the field, he doesn't need to be on the field until he is 100%, at least 85 to 90% at least. So I mean, it's good that he trying to get back on there, trying to get on Kevin and doing the drill. Great. But like you said, man, when you take that first initial hit when you're under center, that's gonna be the determining factor. Have you started to work past that injury, or you still gonna favor it when you throughout the week? So I'm kind of not mad about the Panthers keeping it close to the check. Be like, look, young man, we want you here, but we got to make sure you're 100% so we can evaluate you properly. So I got no problem with it.
So I'll say this, man, and I'm getting ready to go ahead and play this soundbite for you guys. Here's the thing that Alex Van Pelt is talking about the quarterbacks. He spoke a little bit on Jack Strand, and he also spoke on Tua and Penix. Here's what he had to say about what he looks for in these quarterbacks.
Is that trait for
I think it's critical. I mean, you could have guys open, you can get them schemed open, you could run great routes, and if we can't make accurate throws, it's all for naught. So, the biggest thing I think that comes with accuracy is the rhythm and the tempo of your footwork and your drops, and making sure that everything's in alignment with whatever that route that you're throwing. And I think that's what these guys have really done a good job of in the spring, is working their footwork and making sure it matches up with exactly what route they're getting and throwing with accuracy.
Do you see that?
Now, here's the crazy part about it. Now, here's the thing, Winston. They reported on ESPN yesterday that he won't be ready for that yet. Not yet. They said it's going to be a little bit more time. I'm not saying that he isn't going to be cleared, but he's not ready yet. And that was what Alex Van Pelt actually came out and said. And there was a little bit of discomfort. Hey, man, shout out to Miss Rowe out on X. She's an Alabama fan. I'm not going to hold that against her. But guess what? She is a Dirty Bird fan. So guess what? She gets all the love up in here. So appreciate you, Miss Rowe, for stepping in, showing a little love for us, man. Definitely hope to catch you at the party when we have it September the 13th. We'll talk more about that later. But when you look at it, the thing that Michael Penix did struggle with last year was his footwork. It's no ifs, ands, or buts about it since he's been here. Now that you have a quarterback coach that actually understands how to develop players, because you look at Drake May when he came into the league, his whole trajectory changed up under Alex Van Pelt. Period. And at this point, I'm not looking to rush Penix into a situation where he's not ready to compete. Because right now they're holding off on the quarterback challenge. They've already said they're holding off on that. It's not really a challenge if the guy's not 100%.
Gotta agree with that.
So my thing is, stop trying to rush him back. It's okay. Be patient, and everything will play out. Now, here's something else that he talked about when it came to accuracy, because he spoke on both quarterbacks when it spoke on. This is talking about Penix and also talking about Tua.
You see that from Michael Penix just in terms of him developing that?
Absolutely. I think that with Mike, he's an accurate passer, just waking up in the morning, which is a good thing too, is as well. But when they do become inaccurate, it generally has a lot to do with their footwork or just being out of rhythm.
It's the NFL. There's always competition, obviously. But what do you enjoy specifically about an actual quarterback competition?
Oh, competition is the best at every position, really. It brings out the best of the players, the ones competing, obviously. And I think it's good and it's healthy. And I think every room should have it. And that includes the quarterback room.
So when you sit back and you're hearing him talk about footwork and competition, what really puts you in the mind frame of understanding this, Graybeard, when they talked about the competition in this room and you see that he's fine with everybody being competitive at this point?
I mean, what do we always say every year? Iron sharpen iron.
When's the last time we had a competition battle?
Yeah.
Michael Vick didn't even have a competition battle in that room with him.
Nah, because he knew he was 1 and Matt Schaub was number 2.
And then remember when he took over Chris Chandler's job or whatnot, it was a done deal at that point.
Oh yeah. So, but I do agree, man. I think you need to have competition, man. Competition really do bring out the player and elevate them and elevate, especially getting ready for the season, man. You want your best 11 on the field to give you the best opportunity to win games. Cut and dry.
What's going on? Shout out to our guy Turbo, Mr. Running Back. Do your thing.
Turbo.
Appreciate you stepping through as always. He out there taking care of nephew as always. But let's go ahead and get another sample of what our Alex Van Pelt spoke on. He also talked about Jack Strand, the third string quarterback, who actually I've been talking about him since he got here. And guess what, Graybeard? He's getting reps. He's getting reps. And I'm loving the fact that he's getting them with the first team. So let me go ahead and pop that for you guys real quick.
We're going to talk a lot about Tua and Mike, obviously, but what's unique about Jack Strand?
Jack, he's big, strapping young lad from up north, big, strong arm. He can move around and do some things as well. Really proud of him. He had a really good week coming into last week. Then we had the rookie week, and I think he took a big step last week as far as his footwork and his understanding of the system. I've been really impressed. He's gotten thrown into some team reps as of late with Trevor being down and Mike not taking any team reps. So for a rookie to come from Moorhead, Minnesota College and step onto a pro field and throw balls to Drake is pretty cool for him.
So now that you're hearing this, Graybeard, now I've been preaching this for a minute, but a lot of people didn't want to hear this. You're hearing the fact that Jack Strand is already taking snaps with the first team. And it's not like he's falling. It's not like he's falling to the wayside. He's actually playing well with the first team.
I mean, this is very encouraging to me, in my personal opinion, because he's your prototypical quarterback that you want. Big body quarterback. The man's like, what, 6'5"? So I mean, he's a big body quarterback that's nimble in the pocket and can run a little bit impossible. I mean, he had a good solid arm. I mean, he can throw with touch. So man, I like to see him get more rep, and he earned it on rep, especially with the first team. So I think people need to go ahead and just give you your flower, because you called it right when we had undrafted finding. Watch out for the kid.
Yeah,
been hitting them out of the park so far.
And Winston. And the thing is, I said Jack Strand was going to be the number 3. So if we're down to him at this point, then you got to start worrying at this point. Yeah, I don't want him in. I love Jack Strand. Don't get it twisted. I got love for the kid. He's got an arm on him. High IQ, can deliver the ball. Tough, durable, doesn't get hurt. Those are qualities that we need as availability. And the question is, can the two quarterbacks ahead of him stay in place? because if they can't stay in place, we already know what's going to happen. And especially if he balls out.
Yeah. I mean, he got Trevor Siemian ahead of him
Just remember this here. Brock Purdy was the last man taken and literally got the job out of a playoff game. Think about that. All those quarterbacks went down in Frisco, and he came in and he delivered till he got hurt, and then helped lead those boys to a Super Bowl. No, I'm not saying Jack Strand is going to lead us to a Super Bowl, but hell, if he does, hey, I'm not going to complain about it. But
Mr. Irrelevant.
But again, undrafted free agents ball. Just remember this here. Kurt Warner was an undrafted free agent, and you saw how his career played out. And Kurt Warner came from a small school just like Jack Strand in the Midwest.
Man, bagging groceries.
So at this point, I'm just looking at it. I'm just happy that we actually have talent in the quarterback room. I'm not getting ready to slight any of these cats. I'm just going to wait to see what the opportunity is going to be, who's going to be in charge, and who's going to be the one that's actually going to be doing the damn thing. That's what I'm looking at.
I'm glad the coaching are encouraging freaking competition already before training.
Agreed.
That's what I do like.
So here's the last thing I'm going to play for Alex Van Pelt, and we're going to slide to another topic that a lot of people are interested in. Here we go.
What's underrated about Tua Tagovailoa, you think?
Ooh, I think it probably is just his overall knowledge of the game. He sees it really well. He can undress coverages really quickly, throws with great anticipation and accuracy. He can really layer the ball over linebackers and get it down in the second window on dig throws. But his experience in the game, he's seen a lot of defense in his days, and he can generally tell exactly what they're doing, at the snap of the football.
So when you look at Tua Tagovailoa at this point, now that he's letting you know that he does layer the ball well, he can pretty much fit it in the tight windows. He can actually get to his second and third reads because of what he understands and how to process the defense. Here's the thing that you got to look at with Tua. Can he be standing upright when he's delivering these passes instead of running for his life? Pass pro is going to be key for any of these quarterbacks.
Absolutely. Pass pro, and how quick can he build a rapport with Drake, Branch, Dotman, and among all the other wide receivers?
Well, he already got a little bit of a rapport with Mr. Branch. Ask AJ Terrell about what happened to him earlier today. If you hadn't seen the clip, we'll probably show it a little later. But AJ Terrell was pretty much looking at his backside when Zach Branch was running back, catching a deep pass. Most people say he couldn't run the route tree, but he got one of the best corners one of the top rated corners in the NFL off his game. Nobody's been able to put hands on Branch.
A Bama quarterback throwing to a Georgia wide receiver.
Hey. I don't need you. Listen, I don't need you to get these Bama folks in this chat talking now. You're doing too much. I got to deal with them already because they already talking about they trying to get us back because of the -3 yards. So, I'm not trying to stir nothing up. See, me and Ms. Rowe, we good right now, but you about to get her started. See? You like to throw Molotov cocktails and just haul tail.
I wasn't throwing. I just hit it. It is crazy work. I wasn't the only one.
Man. It would be, I ain't gonna lie, be funny if Stetson Bennett ended up getting cut and coming here. That would be hilarious.
What? The hometown kid coming back playing for the freaking.
Hey, that's wishful thinking, man. That's wishful thinking, like we said with the quarterbacks and all that sense. But hey, we're gonna go ahead and step back. Hey, we're gonna take a quick commercial break, man.
Wow.
Now hold up. Before we take this commercial break, no, your cornerback one has had multiple bad days covering Zach Branch. So that should be a telltale sign for what we brought in. I don't care if that's your CB1. Your CB1's nickname is Toast when number 17 is in front of him. Burnt toast at that.
Oh, man, not burnt toast.
Yes, sir.
Not burnt.
Looking like another Desmond Trufant.
Nah, man. The sheer disrespect. Nah, man. Don't do that.
Desmond Trufant was suspect, and you know it. Stop it.
Man, He wasn't that bad.
You know it. Just stop it, sir. But hey,
Deckman and South Ward. Okay then. We had work.
Desmond stole money. That's what the hell he did. I ain't going there with you. That's why he didn't last. But you know what? What's getting ready to last is a little something right now. But hey, y'all tap in real quick. We getting ready to take a quick commercial break. Let's go. The BirdCage LLC looks to do it again. We got the Falcons Steelers watch party September the 13th, 2026. What location do you say? At Dave & Buster's in Marietta, Georgia.
Now hand me about 4 or 5 little biscuits. I sure am hungry.
On the game day menu, there will be sliders, wings, fries, bottomless non-alcoholic drinks, but we also have a cash bar for those who want to get their drink on, and also we have a full-fledged menu with waiters and waitresses that are going to take your orders. Also, we have on the ones and twos DJ Swats in the building. We're going to have former ball players to come through to the party. Your ticket also registers you for a raffle giveaway. Hey, we got to hit this thing hard like we hit the Saints. Make sure you get your tickets. You don't want to miss. You know how we get down.
You either get right or you get left. Go.
Hey man, look, like I said, we might have a couple of celebrities up in the building or whatnot, and you know, one of those celebrities or whatnot is the voiceover for you either get right or you get left. Literally stepping foot into the cage or whatnot. But shout out to Miss Khalees McNeil doing her thing as always. And shout out to her manager that wants 10%, not 5%, wants 10% of my earnings in this sense. I have imaginary earnings. I ain't making no money yet. But shout out to Khalees and Tamika, man, you know, doing the damn thing for the cage, man. But let's go ahead and get to it, man. The next topic we got in the building, we got to talk about Uncle Shay. Yes.
Big Unc.
Yeah, you can shake your head. Look,
Big Unc.
I love the fact that a Hall of Fame tight end said something and it triggered y'all. It triggered me. A lot of people.
He triggered me.
They didn't like what he said. But guess what? The man got a gold jacket for a reason, and he played in the league for over 10 years. 14-year career, I might add.
3
Super Bowl rings. It was a big part about how tight ends evolved in this league in the H-back position. So a guy that literally helped change the game from big lumbering tight ends to pretty much being a guy that could take off. He was a tweener. So again, we got a little something from Uncle Shay. You know what? This is about the one time I actually love Shannon Sharpe, and I love the fact that he was talking.
Anytime he talk, I listen.
Damn right, especially when it comes to the tight end spot. But hey, man, we're gonna go ahead and play a little something for you. So this is from the show the other day when Uncle Shay kind of talked about it. There were some Falcon fans in the chat that got in their feelings about what he said, him, Ocho, and the Atlanta Hawks legend, Mr. Joe Johnson. But guess what? It's okay. Yeah, it's okay. Let's get to it. Fair use, fair use, fair use.
Fair.
Yards to go along with 5 touchdowns. Ocho, when the franchise tag, does that mean the sign of trust?
Hell no, they don't trust you. They franchise tagging you for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
The franchise
they don't trust
for a reason. It's to their advantage, not yours. You want the best, huh? Joe, I want that guaranteed money just in case something happened to me. You already got it.
Yeah. They gave you the guaranteed money, Ocho. Trust you, they gave you a new contract.
Exactly.
Trust is what they gave Michael Parsons. Trust is what they gave Myles Garrett. Yes. Trust is what they gave TJ Watt. Trust is what they gave CD. That's trust.
That's trust. Not franchise tagging me. You telling me, you know what? You're good, but we don't value as much as you think we do.
Yeah.
We don't want to put that investment in you. That's all it means. Now, sometimes the franchise tag is a good thing because it allows teams, ownership, and GMs to get them a little bit more time to get a deal done. So we're going to tag you in hopes of getting a deal done
right
after the deadline, whatever the deadline might be.
I think.
So here's a question, because you can't play everything. You can't play everything all in here. We're going to actually break this down in a few parts for you. So starting this off, now that you've heard two veterans, one Hall of Famer and one that should be in the Hall of Fame, how do you feel about hearing them say that the Falcons don't trust them?
I mean,
And they're giving them that franchise tag. This is a new regime, and everybody thinks that, oh, well, they need to pay Pitts. No, the hell they don't. He got to earn that money. Drake had a body of work to get that money. Bijan has a body of work to get that money. Unfortunately, Kyle Pitts got injured, and it slowed down his development. It slowed things down. And if y'all want to sit back and use the quarterback excuse of him having bad quarterback play, Drake London had those same quarterbacks throwing to him, and he didn't have a problem with producing. And he got his money. Damn near 4,000 yards in his career this early already. Averaging over 15 yards a catch. I mean, what can you say?
that's damn near first down and a half.
I'm just saying, in this situation, Graybeard, you got two consummate professionals talking about this. What can you say about it, bro?
You can't say anything about it because those two right there have darn near over 20 years of NFL experience.
Mm-hmm.
If they saying it's true, they've been in the locker room. They've been at the negotiating table for their own contract. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, yes, we franchise tag him $15 million, but he was drafted before Drake London. Drake London got his deal. Bijan about to get his deal. But there's smoke, there's fire.
And that's the question, because here's the thing that poses, and nobody wants to talk about it, and a lot of people are in their feelings about it, and it's okay. Here's the crazy part. There's still trade talks going on right now. They're still looking for deals for him right now.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't want to hear that, but it's the truth. You got to realize that, look, and there's no slight on Kyle at this point. You got to produce. You've got to produce at this point. And if you're not producing, I mean, what the hell use is you being around?
I mean, I just think they don't want to actually say it out loud and say, you know what? Don't think we should have made that pick with the 4th overall pick.
But that was a different regime, though. We're not gonna say that here.
I'm talking about the owner. He okayed it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I know Arthur Blank didn't have nothing to do with that. That was all
Arthur Smith.
On Arthur Smith. And this ain't even no shade, because here's the thing. Everybody tried to say I was hating for the longest. Everybody tried to bash me for this. But damn it, you got a Hall of Famer saying the same thing I said. Validation. This man covers the game. This man excels the game. What more do you want? You're not going to agree with it, and you're going to say he capping. And it's okay if you say he's capping, but guess what? I'm going to take the advice of a guy who dominated that position for multiple years. I mean, what can you say?
I think the only thing that Kyle Pitts can do is ball. Only thing he can do is ball. Actually, Drake didn't get 1,000 yards last year. That was the year before that. If you're going to come with it correctly, sir. Last year, Drake didn't get 1,000 yards. He got 960 some odd yards. He was only 40 some yards away from 1,000 yards. He got hurt.
Drake has a career. Drake has over 3,000 yards in his career, in his short career. And here's the thing. Drake's numbers increased year after year. You might not want to hear it, but Drake's numbers increased. Actually, I'm sorry. Drake had 919 yards. And remember, he didn't start every game last year. He was injured.
All he needed was 2 more. All he needed was like 2 more games. He would have had that.
We got topics we talking about, man. We not doing that tonight. We just sitting here talking about it, and it's cool. And here's the thing. Matter of fact, you know what? I don't have a problem with it. Let's do it. It's boring, and it's not boring tonight, but it's interesting. I have no problem with cooking tonight.
Here we go.
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Come on in, Winston.
I'm gonna let y'all two have the.
No. You're here. You're here.
No, I'm just gonna.
We got other. And Winston, we're gonna talk about this topic here, and it's gonna be about 10 minutes because we got other topics to talk about. So come on in. We're gonna get through this here. I'll let you get your spill off, and I'll go ahead and get mine off, and then we can go. And then we got other topics we got to touch, man. So come on in.
No, I'm still gonna be in, but I'm just gonna fall back.
No, that's fine. I'm waiting on Winston to get in here.
Cause I want me to. Yeah.
Don't sit there, egg. No, it's just really just us having a debate about it.
No, good conversation, man. Good conversation. I like it.
Welcoming in from the eye test, we got my man Winston Thornton in the building. What's good, brother?
What's happening? What's going on, folks? How y'all doing?
What's going on with you, my man?
So what you got for us, man?
Saying black in America, man.
Hot out here in GA, man. Hot out here in GA.
Hey, man. So okay.
It's hot out here in VA.
So it's 100 degrees up here in Philly too. So here's the thing. Turn it, this thing. Here we go. Bring this up so everybody can kind of see this. So we see the stats or whatnot. Drake had 1,200 yards 2024, 1,271 yards. He didn't play every game last year because he was hurt, and still got 919 yards, an average 13 yards a catch with 7 touchdowns. 2023, we already know that was a mess, but he still had 905, and then he had 866 in 2022, his rookie year, averaging 12 yards a catch. So if you look at his average, he's damn near at 14 yards a catch every time he touches the football. Now, you're right. He only has one 1,000-yard season, but if you look at his overall stats, he's got over 3,000 yards in his career within 4 years. He should really have 4,000 yards, to be honest, Winston. And injuries, like you said, injuries hurt some things, but at the same time, when you really look at his career, Drake has improved every year with his numbers and has been consistent with what he's done. Now, we get that Pitts has been in a situation where he's had bad quarterback play, but those same quarterbacks were throwing to Drake too. That's what everybody else don't talk about. Now, the injury, we can't help what happened to him, but he did step on the field a year afterwards, and he didn't start getting into the swing of things in the middle. So I do give him grace for getting back into playing shape. Do give him that. But last year, he figured it out in the second half. The question is, do you think that Pitts is going to be able to produce this year, or do you think they're going to keep him around long enough, even though they franchise tagged him or whatnot? Go ahead, Winston.
Yeah, so, all right. Pitts scenario is this, right? All right. He had Matt Ryan year one, put up over 1,000 yards. Cool. All right. Then he ended up getting hurt from Mariota. That slowed his regression, right? All right. Now, from there, you've seen a continual uptick, just like Drake London. You've seen an uptick. You've seen his touchdown go up. You've seen his receiving yards go up. Pitt's situation is this. He was in an offense that did not focus on the tight end position. Drake was getting the target. I just had this conversation with somebody yesterday, and they was like, "Well, why Pitts don't have all these touchdowns?" All right, cool, very easy to explain. Go look at Drake London. What is Drake London longest touchdown? It's 30 yards. It's literally 30 yards. That's his longest touchdown in the NFL. Okay. So then, therefore, that means all the touchdowns he's catching, 9 times out of 10, is in the red zone. He's getting the red zone opportunity. Now, we were sitting there talking about, well, you seen Pitts in the end zone, and he's wide open, this, that, and the third, but they don't throw it to him. And they were sitting there blaming Pitts for it. How can you blame him when he's playing a dependent position? I can only do what I can do with the opportunity that's given to me. Okay. So if you're not giving me the opportunity, then there's nothing more I can do.
So I'll counter you with this, and I just brought up Jonnu Smith's stats. So here's the thing. The reason why he didn't take off like that, because Jonnu Smith outplayed him that year. That was what happened. And if we're saying that he's not getting catered to in a tight end type of offense, Michael Pruitt the year before that ended up getting more touches than Pitts did too. And that was a tight end schemed offense with Arthur Smith. And if you look at what Jonnu Smith had, he had 582 yards, averaging 11 yards a catch, 3 touchdowns, and he had 50 receptions. So when you look at that, you got 2 other tight ends that were eating in that offense. So it wasn't the fact that he wasn't getting targeted. It was the fact that he had guys taking snaps from him, because at the end of the day, when he had opportunities, dropping passes here, not running routes full speed, there was a lot that went into that. And Jonnu Smith took a lot of his a lot of his passes. Let me make sure I say that, because we got some folks out here won't need them thinking,
Yeah. Gotta clarify that.
Yeah.
No.
Pause, sir.
Pause. Yeah, like that's I put it to you like this, right? Let's go back to last year.
Mhm.
When we saw Pitts the first half of the season, especially before Drake London ended up getting hurt. How many times you really saw Pitts go up the field?
In the Tampa game, for some reason,
there was one game.
It's two teams for some reason that he'll find a way to play against. It's Tampa and Carolina's the other one, which I agree with you on this, Winston. I don't understand why we don't use him more against Carolina's defense, because once he gets comfortable, he does make plays. Now, I don't take that away from him at all, but I also look at the fact that, okay, you had Zach Robinson, last year, which was god awful. You had him for 2 years, which was god awful, period. Now, you had Arthur Smith, who is a tight end guru, and that's something, to me, Arthur Smith goes to Pittsburgh and uses Jonnu Smith and uses Darnell Washington, which I don't, it doesn't, I'm going to be honest with you. And it makes me think, Winston, that the offensive coordinators that he's had don't trust him, and the quarterbacks don't trust him like that. And that right there could be another reason why the production is down too. So I'm not just going to pick on him. I'm going to give him all the scenarios, but at the same time, I also look at the other guys that's been catching passes in the offense too.
Yeah. All right. I give you that. Here's my pushback.
Okay.
If Arthur Smith didn't trust him, how did he trust him year one to go for over 1,000 yards and almost break the rookie tight end reception record, right? So then what changed? What changed the following year? Because you had him have him, a band. So what changed the following year? You draft Drake London. So now you became a second option or third option. All right, then Bijan come on the scene. Like, progressively, they are all right. The Falcons, as an organization, progressively has devalued the tight end position. As in, not like financially wise, just more so to the point of what we're trying to do. It doesn't really emphatically need a top tier tight end.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have a scenario when Drake London goes down, and then what happens? You turn to him. You give him the opportunities to go be the person that you drafted him to be, and he responded in the fashion that he did, which ended up warranting him second in reception for a tight end, second in receiving yard for a tight end, and a second team All-Pro.
And I don't
It's
dispute that.
It's not on him. It's more to the scheme itself. What is the scheme?
So the scheme with Arthur Smith was geared towards tight ends. And the reason I say I know it was geared towards tight ends because he used the hell out of Jonnu Smith and Pruitt, and really took the ball out of Pitts' hands because of a lot of the stuff like we were saying. Quarterbacks weren't trusting him. OC didn't trust him at that point. So I really look at it like this, Winston. In this sense, because we got a couple of topics we got to jump on real quick. I was just letting you pop in just to kind of talk about this topic. I'll say this, man. I think, and I want you to come back for the fan portion of the show, because we're gonna actually let fans in for a couple of minutes too. So I love for you to come back in and we can chop it up too. But getting back to this Pitt situation, you look, all the athletic ability in the world, all the physical gifts to be great. But the problem is when you have one thing that you don't put out was effort. Pretty much you didn't put out effort for your first few years like that, except in your first year. You were the main target because Julio was gone. Calvin Ridley got hit for gambling. And all you had was Cordell Patterson, you, Tyler Algier, and then you had Duke Huntley. And, of course, you're going to be the man. But the problem is this. When you're in a situation where you produce, okay, he did. Now, you look at when other people were starting to come here. That should have made it easier for him to produce even more. But because of the fact that he was half-assing with a lot of stuff, not putting effort towards things, dropping stuff, and everybody wants to blame all of this. But here's the thing. When are we going to hold him accountable for the stuff that he did? It's easy to blame everybody else. But when are we going to hold players accountable for certain things? And that has been the problem with a lot of the stuff that's gone on with this team. No accountability. And now that we have somebody in here, I'm not saying Stefanski is the greatest coach of all time, which he's not. But the one thing I can say that he's done, he holds his players accountable. And that's something that Kyle Pitts is going to have to do this year if he wants to remain in Atlanta. And we have our general manager who pretty much grew up in Philly and grew up in Baltimore in systems and then also went to Chicago. They don't mind getting rid of a star player. And they've done that everywhere he's been. So they're not attached to him. So hopefully he produces and we can get something out of him and he becomes a weapon for us. But if he just pretty much shag asses, that's a done deal. But hey, Winston, I need you to sit back if you can for me. We got a couple of topics we got a couple of topics we're gonna cover, and then we're gonna bring you back.
All right, fella.
Yeah, appreciate you.
All right there, Winston.
So that's just a little bit about the Kyle Pitts situation. Got to get back to what Uncle Shay was saying because they were actually still talking about that. We're gonna have that, and we got a few more things, and then we're gonna let the fans in tonight. So let's go ahead and do this real quick. Definitely want to get back at it. So what did you take from, in your opinion, because I think Winston did bring some valuable points. I'll give him that. He definitely did. How do you feel with this whole situation when it comes to Kyle Pitts and just both sides of the stories that we presented? And how do you, in your opinion, what do you think while I'm getting ready to get this video back up?
Well, for me, I think Kyle Pitts is a good player. In my opinion, I think he got drafted by the wrong. I wouldn't even think the Falcons made a mistake about drafting him. I just think the wrong regime drafted him because I think they would have utilized him a little bit better and a little bit more open-minded than what Arthur Smith has done previously. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's the franchise tag, like Ocho said, it can be a good thing. It can be like, look, we just want to work out a deal that both parties, your agent and the organization, can agree with. But the way it's looking like right now, it looks like, okay, we're gonna franchise tag you because we're still trying to see a little bit more out of you before we make a full-time commitment. So it can go either way. Yeah, like I said, for Pitt, he just need the ball. He just need the ball. Well, whatever it is, whether you are blocking, whether you're going out making your route, man, just go full speed, man. You need to show the Falcons organization, like, look, I'm your guy.
Agreed. But getting back to it, as Uncle Shay said, we're just gonna get this last little bit, and we got some other stuff that we're gonna do. So let's go ahead and talk about it.
July 15th is the deadline, Ocho, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, if you telling me, okay, hey, the franchise tag, it gives us a little bit because it's in March, so April, May, June, July, it gives us 4 months to try to get something done long term. If you're telling me there's no chance that there's a deal that can be had in 2026, and the earliest that the deal can be had is 2027, that's not trust.
Listen, I like Kyle Pitts. I thought he picked it up in the second half of the season. I thought he played great football, but I think these Falcons, man, they want to see some meaningful football around here, fellas. You know what I mean? Like this, hey, they want to see this team at least make the damn playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Like they just paid Drake London. What they just pay him?
They gave you London 35.2.
120.
Yeah, they just gave him a boatload. You feel me?
Hey,
they
same thing. And pick like, hold on. Man, you mean to tell me I'm playing on 27? Damn.
They got to come see me. Hey, I got to
see that's the thing.
Has Pick showed the voluntary workouts yet?
So now I'm going to go ahead and stop the video because we got some other stuff that we're going to talk about. Because that's, if you want to see that video, it's about 13 minutes long. Definitely got a little something. But wrapping up on this topic, how do you feel in this sense Uncle Shay ended up putting that out there for Pitts at this point?
I mean, I don't think he didn't say nothing that no other player have been through. I mean, I go all the way back to Dak Prescott. They French tag, no, better yet, Kirk Cousins. They French tag him twice.
And here's the dangerous part about this. Even though we're talking about it, you also got to look at the fact that Dan Graziano put out here about a possible trade. Nobody wants to talk about that part. Nobody wants to speak on the fact that now you got Dan Graziano talking about it, and people are, oh, he's nobody. Dan Graziano is one of the biggest voices in the NFL as a reporter and a journalist, and is damn good at what he does. So if he's speaking on this, take it for what it's worth at this point. It's okay. So the Falcons, particularly with the new coaching staff, front office, might want to see how Pitts fits in the offense before committing long-term Graziano work. Now, if they don't extend him by July the 15th, and that rankles him, or they struggle early in the season, teams will come asking about the availability. So in other words, look, even if he shows up and he plays, it doesn't mean that he won't get traded in the middle of the season, especially if they don't like the production that they're getting out of him. So again, Graziano believes that the Dirty Birds can field offers on the top 5 former pick if they stumble out the gate, which isn't unreasonable given their schedule. And if they know they aren't going to extend him, they'll likely get better value at the deadline for a comp pick. And remember this, our general manager loves picks.
He does. That he does.
So at this point, I'm just looking at it from a standpoint of a lot of people got mad at what Shannon Sharpe was saying. And now you have Dan Graziano who put this out today. And like I said, where there's smoke, there's fire. Don't think because you don't hear about it, it doesn't mean that they are not talking to him about what's going on. You get what I'm saying?
No, I agree. I mean, like I said, you got one Hall of Famer, one future Hall of Famer with 20 years of NFL experience. They've been in the locker room. They've been to the negotiating table. They know how the contract negotiation process works. And like I said, players like freaking Kirk Cousins got franchise tagged twice. Dak Prescott been franchise tagged. PD Lamb almost got franchise tagged. So it happened. The only time you're guaranteed a contract if you just ball out from start.
And exactly, Mills. When you look at pillow talk, let's be honest. Pillow talk sometimes ends up coming out to be talk that shouldn't be out of the room. But a lot of that pillow talk is starting to come out now. That's the thing that nobody wants to talk about. Nobody wants to address it because, again, everybody wants to be fans. I get it. You can be fans. You can cheer. You want them here. Hey, it's cool. But let's be honest. Business is business, ladies and gentlemen. If we're going to get picks for this dude and we can actually stack up this offensive line and make this team better to be a championship team, I'm all for it. I'm all about the logo. I don't give a damn about a player. And I got my favorite players on the team. I'm going to tell you this here. Zach Branch is one of my favorite players. Divine Diablo is too. But guess what? If we were to get picks for him, for those guys, got to do what's best for that logo at the end of the day. It'll suck, but I've been here since 1991. I ain't going nowhere. Players come and go. But let's talk a little bit about Mr. Tony Dungy talking about the Falcon Way. Now, the legendary coach, sat down and talked about what we would need to do to actually turn the Falcons around at this point. We just talked about Drake. So here's the thing. Now I'm going to read this for you guys, and this comes up. Let me pull this down real quick. So with Tony Dungy, there are many ways to do it. It's a lot of ways to be successful, but we've got to decide what is the Falcons way, as Tony Dungy said. What is that going to look like? And then when you get that, then all three of us are on the same page. We're marching together and it works. What he's saying about the all three, that means Ian Cunningham, Matt Ryan, Kevin Stefanski. Atlanta's current leadership structure began to take form in January. We already know who's here. Now, if you really look at it, Tony Dungy is saying this front office and our head coach has to create a culture here. Period. Has to create a culture here. And here's the thing is this, man. And when you talk about culture, and this falls into Drake London, that was why you saw the picture of him a second ago. Drake said this, and this is talking about the culture and what he's saying. He says, I pride myself on just whoever throws me the ball, I'm supposed to catch it, London said. I don't really care where you throw it, how you throw it, and what it looks like, or who it's from. If you throw it in my vicinity, it should be my ball. Period.
Where's the line?
I'm not mad at that because Drake is letting you know I'm going to come to work regardless of who's throwing me the football, which he has done since he's been here. That has got to be the culture and the mindset here in Atlanta. No matter who's on the field, you got to come to work.
Exactly.
Getting the paycheck, you got to come to work.
Yeah.
Agreed, Mike. It's a lot of truth telling going on, and a lot of Falcon fans don't like to hear it. A lot of them want to hear this, and this. Look, we're going to talk about the positive stuff, but it's our obligation to where we have to talk about the things that are uncomfortable. That's how a good relationship works. If you can't be honest in a relationship with your people, even if it hurts feelings, what good is having a platform to speak on the team? If you feel like we hating, tough titty, said the kitty. That's just what it is.
I just think for me,
right there.
I just think for me, man, I do agree, man. The culture and the attitude of the team have to be established. It has to be established. And I think you don't do that at training camp. You do that from OTA and summer workout and whatever. You start building that foundation then, and you start solidifying it a little bit more in training camp. And then by the week going into the regular season, that attitude should be established. People ought to know what type of football team you're going to get.
So I'm going to put this out. This is another part that Drake was talking about, and this is what they were asking him. And this is what we mean when we say culture. So Tony Dungy already talked about it, but then it has to reflect the players. It has to reflect the men that put on that helmet and those shoulder pads. Drake said, it's about raising my standard in every single category and just being more of a player who's more consistent, he explained, and just leveling up in all ways. I know that's a lot of money, and I've got to prove it still. And that's my mindset right now. He's only 24, going to be 25. When you got a guy that got a paycheck, that has a paycheck of that substance, he understands that he's a face of this franchise. He understands that he has to come out here, whether he wants to or not, and perform. That's what the great ones do. You know, my idol is Walter Payton. He'll always be my hero, always. And a lot of people didn't appreciate him, and he doesn't get talked about like he should. He gets mentioned, but he doesn't get talked about like he should because he wasn't all flash. That wasn't his game. He was energy, hard work, and heart and toughness. That was what he was. No, Drake isn't Walter, but the one thing I say that he has in common is that damn work ethic, and he plays with heart. That's something I can respect.
Attitude reflects leadership. You taking that step on becoming more and more of a leader.
And think about it. Drake is a leader on this team.
Yeah,
what showed that is when he got in Zach Robinson's face last year. on the sideline and cursed him out from A to Z. Because again, Zach Robinson was pissing away many games. Drake got tired of it. And I'll tell you like this, I was at the Jets game when he cussed him out too. Got on him and Raheem. And it honestly made me respect Drake a hell of a lot more and saying that he's deserving of that money because he understands that the window of success is not long in this league.
It's not. We should know that all too well.
As some of the former Falcons, we've had a couple of them on the show. Haskell Stanback, Dewey McClain, Terrence Mathis. All those guys played in playoff games. John Abraham we've had on here. All those guys have been in situations to where they've had to produce and they've lost. And it still bothers them to this day. They even say it. They said, look, you get over it because it's a game, but the feelings that you have because you put everything you had into it from training, from little league, all the way up until your professional ending. It's tough. And the lifespan of a football player isn't that long like you think. Some guys just are blessed to be able to play forever. And even then, they have to end their careers. So, again, it's time to capitalize on this team and pretty much what we have in this offense. Defense is fine. We got to see a hell of a lot more from our offense, pretty much.
Yeah, gotta keep that match, try to match that consistency on offense, especially on third down.
Of course. So what we're going to do right now, like I said, we're going to drop the link. You guys can come in, chop it up with us. Let us know what you like, you dislike. And, like I said, we talked about Drake. We talked about the quarterback situation where Stefanski was on a totally different page. And we talked about so many other things tonight, trade speculations. And then, let's be honest. The other thing you got to look at, we talked about the offensive line at this point. So I'm going to drop this link for you guys. Y'all can step in here. Please have your cameras on. We respect all opinions. We definitely want some involvement from the chat that's here. So links already dropped for my folks in YouTube. I'm going on Twitter, on X, as we would call it. And I'm going to drop this link for you guys so you guys can pop in here too and tap in. We definitely want you here, and we definitely want to hear your opinions because, like I said, without you guys, we don't exist. So link is already in the chat. Y'all go ahead and pop in, man. So, great. While we're waiting on folks, I got to pull up that Zachariah Branch route. I'm just being,
You being
I don't
petty.
care. He shouldn't have got his ass burnt.
Man, hey, like I said, iron sharpens iron, man.
Yeah. But when you got a Bushido blade that's slicing through everything, what can you say, sir?
Good job.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this up for you.
You got it.
No, I gotta let the folks see it from the beginning. So I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh Lord, this man.
Oh no. Number 24 is on him, by the way.
Petitron Maximus.
As you can see. How many steps did that look like to you?
It's about 3. I mean,
everybody gets beat. It's what it is. But you see the excitement from Drake, right?
Yeah.
You know what that means, right? Drake knows he's about to open stuff up.
Oh yeah, cooked.
And here's the thing, and it hasn't just happened. It's been happening where he's been cooking like that. The whole offseason. And guess what? If he's cooking like that now, guess what that does for this offense? That gives us another weapon to play with, and it adds a lot more to this team.
That way, Bijan don't have to load the box.
Because here's the thing: you have him, you have Jahan Dotson, you got Kyle Pitts, you got Drake London. I mean, you still got Chris Blair here. I mean, it's a lot of weapons that you have, but the question is, how is this offensive line going to hold up?
I mean, that's the $1 million question.
That is what I'm concerned with at this point. How's this offensive line going to hold up?
I want to see what type of combinations they're going to march out with in week 1. To me, McGarity retiring. Storm Norton looked like he pretty much done like a Falcon. I mean, that right guard battle is gonna be very intense in training camp. Very.
And I'm with you on that. I think it's going to be very intense during training camp. Now, here's the other question at this point. We're looking at how Atlanta sports is starting to turn around now. And y'all can answer in the chat if you like. We see the Braves are starting off hot, minus what happened in Chicago. It's just what it is. It's going to happen. I mean, it's going to happen. It's just what it is. But the Braves are starting off hot. You got the Atlanta Dream really starting off really well this season. And then you're looking at the Falcons trying to get into a little something. And at this point, what else are we going to see?
We got our Bulldog getting ready to play.
I'm not even talking about the best college football team in the country. Y'all Alabama fans can take that and put it in your pipe and smoke it. I said it. We coming into T-Town and we finna put our foot in your be cool.
Into your hind part.
Nah, you know what? I don't care. I'm just gonna go ahead and say, we gonna put our foot in your. That's what we gonna do.
Your John Hard part. There you go.
You thought -3 yards was bad. Just wait till we get in there. But anywho, let me stop clowning because I know I'm gonna have to atone for this going into these other spaces. I already know this.
Yeah, you know that game is a night game again, right?
Of course, they gonna get them fools all liquored up and they gonna try to make it as hostile as can be.
Yeah, it's gonna be hostile.
Hey, well, one thing they don't do, they don't rip off jerseys. Oh, let's talk about that before we go.
Lord, gee.
New York fans ripping jerseys off of opposing fans.
I thought Philly fans were bad. No. New York Knicks is arguably the worst fan base in sport. I understand y'all have.
No one wants them to win anything. Period.
I understand y'all haven't won nothing in over 50 years, but the Chicago Cubs, dang, that messed up, man. Though, but the Chicago Cubs didn't win a World Series in over 100 years, and they had more decorum. What am I missing?
That's New York you talking about, man.
And they were
and I know it's not the older fans. That I know. I know that firsthand. It's a lot of the younger fans that really, whether they win or lose, y'all jumping fans, beating them up in the city. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's a ton of New Yorkers in Atlanta. It's a ton of New Yorkers in Atlanta. And they all say, well, we take over Atlanta and da-da-da. Look, y'all come down here and get stuck. Y'all live on top of each other, man. Let's be real on that. Live on top of each other. Y'all come down to the South and get stuck. Don't think that you're going to pull that down South. No. Understand this. You can pull that mess in New York, but just realize it's people that's not wrapped too tight around the South either. I just think it was just a bad look all in all. It was a bad look.
It was terrible. Freaking San Antonio lost 2 games at home, and you ain't heard not one fight.
No.
Not one.
But as soon as you lose, you're ripping the jerseys off these fans. You jumping people, beating them up. And then they ripped the jersey off a Hawks fan. He was by himself.
Yeah, throwing eggs at the freaking player.
Here's my thing. I just pray and hope they don't run across the wrong fan, because you got some people that do walk around and I'll just say this, with the way that the world is now and how people are, all I can say is this. People actually have licenses to carry. Now, if somebody gets shot and killed, unfortunately, that's going to be one of those things. Oh, look who decided to pop in here before we get off. Look who's here.
What's going on, fellas?
In the building.
Make a clap to this.
What up?
What's going on, fellas, man? What's going on, man? I was popping and I forgot you say you was going on live the Thursday today because I was busy getting off work early at 5 and checking on my niece and stuff. So how y'all fellas doing, man?
Yeah, real good. God dang, my bad.
So what you got, man? We good?
Before y'all close it out, I was saying who y'all really think who gonna well, I know Steve Skarsky said he didn't decide who's gonna be win the quarterback position, but who y'all think gonna be quarterback week one in y'all opinion?
We already know Tua's gonna probably end up starting week one, but the problem is this: we don't know when Penix is going to get back, and it's already been cited already that Penix is not 100% right now. That's just what it is. He's not 100%, and he's still doing well in 7-on-7s. He's been getting well, but Alex Van Pelt and ESPN reported that a day or two ago. Now he's going to be able to compete later, but right now, no. They're not gonna rush him back. Okay. We'll see. We'll see what happens during fall camp. That's all I'll say. I'm not even holding my breath at this point.
Oh, and one more thing too, fellas, man. Was my last question. Who y'all think gonna be a nickel cornerback? Because I heard that they saying that Avon Terrell gonna play the nickel cornerback due to his size. He don't have enough of weight. I think they're gonna have Mike Houston as an outside, and then they're gonna move Avon Terrell as a nickel because until Billy Bowman held up on his Achilles.
Now you tried to argue with me on this. Yeah, I'm calling you out on it.
He told you that.
I told you this. And you were like, no, he's gonna be our new corner too, Will. And you was like, no, I like this. You know what? It's cool. But Will, it's the reason I said that. I don't just talk for my health. I enjoy talking Falcon ball, but I was for real.
Yeah.
Dude, he gotta beat out Kobe Bryant. Y'all, everybody keep forgetting Kobe is here. Kobe didn't play bad last year. And Kobe handled his business against Mike Evans.
Yeah, he told you this draft. He told you this draft night. He told you this draft night.
Thank you. I said this draft night, and nobody wanted to hear me because everybody's in the love affair having the two brothers together. That's fine. But let's call a spade a spade. Kobe Bryant ain't gonna give up the job like that. No. It's gonna have to be a coach. It's gonna have to be a coach that's gonna have to say you can't play. But and the thing is, Kobe Bryant showed out to me. I said that last year. He was my guy when he came in. Said that Kobe was gonna work. Graybeard, remember I said this when he came as an undrafted free agent. I said,
"Oh, hype when we got him."
Huh?
Yeah, oh, hype when we got him.
And I said, what's gonna happen? He's gonna play special teams first. And then he's going to grow into a role. Once he learns the defense, he's going to get opportunities. And for a guy that came in as an undrafted free agent that should have been drafted, he pretty much met all the criteria for being a corner. And then outplayed Clark.
Yeah, man. I mean, you keeping it real, man. Because like I said, man, I think Mike Hughes might be on the chopping block. I think Kobe Bryant might take his spot because he's saying that they might end up trading him.
It would be smart at this point.
They say August 28th when they cut the schedule. They say they might have to release Mike Hughes or trading him.
Or they could just cut him and then bring him down to the practice squad so they ain't got to pay him that much money either. That's something else they can do.
I guarantee they probably do that.
I don't think they want to get rid of somebody with experience like Mike Hughes has. Even though he's been up and down with his career so far, I think Mike Hughes still would be a good piece veteran-wise in the locker room to be able to help the young guys out. That's just me.
I agree with that.
Yeah. We just got to see, man, because like I said, we got a sandwich schedule this year. And I'm at 27, fellas. That thing look good on that new PS5 Pro. You could make adjustments and everything. And then they make it like how 2K. You got to throw the football. You got to catch it on green, like on point. So they making it difficult to play on it. It ain't like how it is, like you can go around the computer.
I mean, if you playing on Madden, you should be fine.
Yeah, Madden and college.
But here's the thing: you also got to look at too. Like I said, I like having this problem with corners being in here competing. I like having this problem.
You need
because
competition.
what that means is we're in a position to where we got rotation at their secondary spot. That's what that means, fellas.
Oh, too.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm glad we addressed another right tackle, boy. God answered my prayer, boy, because now you got competition at right tackle. Because it ain't gonna be easy for what's that dude Taylor, who came from Kansas City?
Taylor.
Yep, they both of them be going out for that right tackle. So it's competition on every and even center.
I'm gonna put my bid in. I'm gonna put my bid in at some point this season. Riley Malman will be the starting right tackle.
I agree with you. It look like he got more physical weight and he's more physical than Jonathan Taylor because Jonathan Taylor. Go ahead.
6'8", 330, and is a nasty man.
Yeah,
huge human being.
And here's the thing: one thing you can't coach is size. That size that he brings to the table automatically puts him into the fight. The aggressiveness that he brings in run blocking puts him into the fight. Here's the $1 million question that everybody wants to hear. We just gonna cash this in. Which one of them pass blocks the best?
That's gonna be a great question.
And everybody that's in the chat that's watching, I want to hear this. We got Juwan Taylor here. You just got Wanye Morris, and then you have Riley Malman, who I called out during the spotlight. I said he would be great if we got him. We got him. I'd love to hear what you guys think about Riley Malman and all these guys here right now when it comes to this ball club.
It's gonna be a good camp this year.
It is, man. I agree with you, man. It's gonna be a physical count that we ain't seen in 2012 since some years. And I believe the teams sleeping on that. They saying the Falcons will end up winning the division, but like I said, we just got to stay healthy. Execution. I agree with you, Gray Bryan there and Historian. We got to start winning games kind of early. Can't let teams come behind and creep over because we in competition with the Bears and LC North teams, so we can't sleep on them. So we got to be ready to go. Every game is like a championship game.
Playoff game.
Yeah, you know what I mean. You got a playoffs game. So the sky's the limit. And I mean, tell you that center position too. I think Ryan Newsom might lose. He's
already lost the job.
Yeah, I heard they said the dude, the undrafted dude out of Miami, they said he getting snaps and he got the playbook on deck.
Yeah.
So I said, it's over for Ryan Newsom.
So here's the thing: he fits what we do, and he's one of those guys that you sit back and you just want him to. You really want him to be one of those guys that definitely is really going to be good.
Yeah,
that's all I can say.
Reading defense and seeing what formations they're giving us and connect to the quarterback. That's the key because we ain't had this since Alex Mack. So the center is the key.
Yeah.
But that's it for me, man.
Okay. Definitely appreciate you coming through, Will, as always.
All right, salute, man.
We'll catch you later, my guy. So great bid. So
what up?
Another fun show tonight. Definitely enjoyed it. Definitely appreciate you coming through. And we want to give a special shout out to K-Dub. Happy birthday, my guy. He's out there enjoying time on the water with his family. Hey, we didn't forget about you. Definitely enjoy yourself, my guy. You definitely deserve it. Enjoy the family. Enjoy another year around the sun. I need you to hurry up. I need you to hurry up and get back in here because I need somebody to argue with.
Lord,
hey, I got to be funny about that, man. Look, that's my guy. But we go back and forth. That's my guy.
You ain't never lied.
Look, life just ain't right without K-Dub arguing with me. Life just ain't right. Hey, man, I got the cloud about it, man. But hey, Gray, we're going to do this one more time. For those who just coming in, man, here's a little something for you guys before we get up out of here, man. Take a quick listen. The BirdCageLLC looks to do it again. We got the Falcon Steelers watch party September the 13th, 2026. What location do you say? At Dave & Buster's in Marietta, Georgia.
Now hand me about 4 or 5 little biscuits. I sure am hungry.
On the game day menu, there will be sliders, wings, fries, bottomless non-alcoholic drinks, but we also have a cash bar for those who want to get their drink on, and also we have a full-fledged menu with waiters and waitresses that are going to take your orders. Also, we have on the ones and twos DJ Swats in the building. We're going to have former ball players to come through to the party. Your ticket also registers you for a raffle giveaway. Hey, we got to hit this thing hard like we hit the Saints. Make sure you get your tickets. You don't want to miss. You know how we get down.
You either get right or you get left. Go.
Hey, Hand me about 4 or 5 of them biscuits.
I'm sure I'm hungry.
Hey, man.
That peanut never get old.
It never will. Bernie Mac, rest in peace. You definitely gave us some good moments, but hey, man, it's time to get up out of here, man. I got some dinner waiting on me. And oh, wait a minute, do I? Hey, I got to get that dinner. We got wings on deck. We got a few things that's happening. So hey, y'all catch us next time, next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. We also got some bumper to bumper coming to you. We might do a pop-up show. You never know, but we do have some interviews coming. Right now, we're working on a former ball player. He played for the Falcons, also played for the Minnesota Vikings during the days when they went to the Super Bowl. We're not going to tell you who it is, but definitely a South Carolina State legend. And, you know, we do HBCU stuff, and he was a hell of a player in the league. But let's go ahead and get to it, man. Great bit. Thank you again, my brother, for coming through, and everybody in the chat.
My guy.
Yes, sir. And everybody in the chat, thank you for coming through, because without you, there would be no us in this cage, man. Let's go ahead and turn out the lights and go get this bird feed, man. You either get right or you get left. Ghosts.